was by the seashore when I first saw them, a regular looking guest walking back and forth on the sand as if they were pretending they were on a tightrope. At first, I hesitated, not wanting to disturb their odd ritual, until they stumbled on one of their shoes and fell into the water. Oof. Caught off guard, I made my way over to help them up. Got my clothes wet in the process. As they stood, I asked for their name. I accidentally forgot the guest before guest 1000 can't really talk per se, so he just kind of looked at me all confused. Quietly, they wrote their name in the sand, with a slight bit of hesitation. Guest 666. A really unfortunate name. I've heard of rumors associated with it, but nothing real. They wrote that even though they looked like any other guest, people barely approached them because of it. Seeing this, I asked if they wanted to hang out, maybe grab a cola or two. After all, it was a nice day, and they looked like they could use the company. It made me so happy to see their once flat expression grow into a small grin as they nodded their head. I took their hand as we both left the beach, starting our new friendship. At first, we struggled to find any games that we both liked. Sixer wasn't too keen on outdoor activities as much as I was. I was okay with it though. We just would hang out at my place a lot. I even got a cat that resembled Sixer a lot. Her name was Tack. Admittedly, not a very good name, but we liked it at the time. We spent evenings chatting about all sorts of things, about our lives, our hobbies. Sixer borrowed my notebook so they could form their own thoughts more easily. We would talk for hours until we got too tired and fell asleep on the floor. It was fun. At one point, while I was preparing to head out to a big party that was coming up, I was surprised by Sixer writing about how they wanted to come with me. Overjoyed, I hugged them and we drove as fast as we could to the venue. The Iron Cafe was as lively as ever. Folks from all around were having the time of their lives as we both entered the scene. I held Sixer's hand gently as I showed her around, getting her snacks and sodas, and we both enjoyed the scene. Even if Sixer was a bit uneasy at first, the music was amazing, the food was good, and it was a nice time. I stayed by her side for the most of the night, not wanting to make her feel overwhelmed. Even if others were scared or uneasy about Sixer at first, I just ignored it. We shared a couple Bloxies and my favorite song came on. I had a great time with them. When the music quieted down as the party came to a close, we both were pretty tired, so I let Sixer drive us back to my place. We slept for a long while that day. It became a regular thing to see Sixer at my doorstep every other day now. We basically did whatever with most of our time. I got them to try out some of my spare clothes while Sixer taught me a bit of hand sign language. I'm still a bit rusty on it though. Sixer also found some of my old gear from my vast hobbies back in the day. Old dodgeball gears, dusty skateboard helmets, the works. I got them to try it out, and we started hanging out even more often. Dodgeball, paintball, skating. We would do all sorts of things whenever we could. It was ecstatic getting to enjoy something with them. Even if I played some of these before, Sixer held their own with or against me in competitive games. They seemed so relieved that they could be someone who isn't that myth, someone who isn't a hacker or a beast. Our bond slowly grew as we continued to play. We had all sorts of fun, laughing, playing, goofing around. Just me and my best friend. Me and Sixer. Sixer and me. But over time, I noticed their attitude change. They became more competitive, more agitated whenever they lost. This change worried me a little, as often this attitude made her lose more often than before. She started to look more disappointed or agitated whenever we headed home from a game. I tried telling them that it was all in good fun, but they remained. Whenever there was a leaderboard in our hangout sessions, she'd often stare at both me and their own names, their fists clenched tight. I don't know what they were thinking at that time, but after a particularly heavy loss, she disappeared. I didn't hear from them for a while. The day he came back, they suddenly started to get way better at a lot of things. They were much faster, stronger than before. I could immediately tell. They looked really happy to be able to catch up to me. We were normally at the top of the leaderboards together. I wanted to be happy for them, but the way their eyes looked at me whenever they won made me worried. Crimson red eyes which stared through me. Over time, that's when I finally started to realize what was happening to them. They had begun relying on what looked like an injector or a script this whole time. It's a red color, bright as Sixer kept using it. What was once a way to catch up to me became like a necessity to them. Like a vice they were unable to part with. I desperately wanted to say something, but I didn't want to ruin what we had. It was changing though. That rumor she hated was becoming a reality. That name often caused leaderboards to glitch or spaz out. Stuff like doors become broken and disintegrated. I wanted to keep her on a low profile, but often failed in doing so. The reliance on a crew over time, leading to more issues. He began to try hiding parts of her body too. Parts of the torso looked like they were made of solidified code. Their right arm began to become a dark and glitchy mess. It was horrifying. My best friend had changed in front of me. From a kind yet quiet, kind-hearted friend to someone who couldn't let go of something that was actively hurting them. It felt like something overtook their mind. It was horrible. I should have told them to stop sooner. My breaking point was hearing their voice through their vice for the first time. Although it was raspy and heavily filtered, they spoke to me. The problem was how badly it affected Sixer's body. Every word that came out of their mouth caused visible patches to code to shift and grow. Overwhelmed, I confronted the Sixer on the same seashore in which we met. They were the first there, staring at the sea. I spoke first. I said it shakily, my fists clenched as I saw them. I called out to them. They had to give it up. They needed to give it up. My voice was clear. I told Sixer about how the script needed to be gone and how it was only worsening their body at this rate. I didn't want to see them like this. That horrible rumor of a violent exploiter was becoming real. Sixer stared at me in shock. They eventually began to close the distance between us. Hands, or rather claws, tightly clenched as their voice steady. He tried to explain to me how desperately he needed it, that it helped them find their own name, how undeserving of this world they were. They thought I would be proud. Proud that they found their own identity without me or the myths. Proud that I could finally talk to them. Hearing all of that, I acted without thinking. I yelled at them. I yelled as loud as I could, my voice rising as an overwhelming anger took over my entire body. I told them that he was selfish, that her script was killing them. Even if they could talk to me, I couldn't bear to see my friend hurt like this. I couldn't just let my best friend, my only friend, throw themselves away like this. I didn't want to lose them. I couldn't. But it felt like my words fell on deaf ears. As they kept pacing towards me, I kept yelling, tears starting to stream down my eyes. I said that all this fairness didn't matter if they would just end up a horrible mess on the floor when I saw them the next day, that I couldn't bear to lose them like this. Their gaze was cold and horrifying. They looked at me in the eyes. Before I could say anything else, they grabbed me by the shirt, their grip firm, their eyes staring right through me. It was horrifying. I could feel their claws nearly ripping my fabric. At first, I had become frozen in place, my body shaking as I was held up high. But my words grew louder in their attempts to talk right back at me. Our constant back and forth drowned out the world around us. I squirmed under their grasp, being lifted off the sand as I kept yelling at them to stop, to just let me go. I even began hitting their hand repeatedly as an attempt to break free, but I was only pulled out of it when their fists struck me right in the face. Everything went dark so quickly. Sixer dropped me to the sand as I felt the pain on my face slowly starting to get up, as I felt a loud ringing in my ears. I coughed a bit, my face bruised as I looked up at them. Sixer's expression mirrored mine, an expression of shock and regret meshed together. Tears formed in my eyes as I slowly got up from the ground, voice unsteady. That was it. That was the last straw. I told them to never talk to me again, my voice shaky and cold. At that moment, I wanted nothing to do with them. Nothing they could say could change my mind. I stared at him, trying not to choke up as I wept. The ocean tide beginning to pick up, and as I walked away, leaving them behind, she yelled at me as I left, but that horrible voice, it wasn't theirs. The static and noise overtaking whatever words they said as they tried to get my attention. I didn't turn back. October 1st, 2017. I haven't seen them since that fateful day. Guest 666. My best friend. My one and only. Did you miss me? Did you miss me the same way that I missed you? Am I still in the heart? Am I still in your heart like you are mine? So that is the story. There are multiple randomized messages at the end here. This one is from Noob. There is one from Sixer that is, I hurt you, you hurt me. We can't just get past that. We can't heal every wound. Sixer has only grown resentment in the time that they've been gone. And Noob still misses them.